Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm very close to the camera, don't mind me. I don't even know where to start. Normally I'm very organized with content and stuff, but I just wanted to film something real and raw and just be extremely transparent with where I'm at, what's going on. If you're new here, I never posted consistently on here. I sort of use this area to just randomly post vlogs and stuff. I was always prioritizing my company, so it's really nice to be on here and actually being able to speak and communicate and not have to like monitor what I say, and I can actually just be honest. Also, don't mind my cats in the background. If they do jump up, if they do play with the light. Firstly, I hope everyone is just as excited as I am. Spring is literally around the corner, and it really has been a rough winter in the sense that I needed to make a lot of pretty big decisions, transformative decisions, and it was really, really rough when I was in the like nitty and gritty of it, but I've never been happier. So there's that quote, the hardest path is usually the right one. So I definitely feel as though that resonates with me. I just want to bring you up to speed. So guys, this is Winnie. His real name is Winston Henry. His brother Rue is right there. Okay. I changed my entire life. I have always been so immersed in hustle culture. From the age of 16, I used to manage employees, always moved up the corporate ladder. I was living in like the hustle of Toronto, dream job. I'm so grateful for all of my opportunities, everything I've done. It wouldn't have made me who I am today, and it wouldn't have given me the experiences that I've gone through. So I'm all good, all great experiences. Now, that said, the last almost 10 years, actually 2013 was when I became self-employed. And of course, self-employed life and entrepreneurial life does not look how it does today. Today, things are so much more accessible. There's so many more tools. People are championing business owners, which is so phenomenal. 10 years ago, it was really rough to navigate how to do things, bridging the gap between being employed and going to self-employed life. Yeah, I've spoken about this in the past. We could talk about it in the future. It's not that important. All of this to say though, obviously lockdown shook things up for the world, for everyone. And personally, I was suffering with paralysis. I'm gonna just be honest. From 2018, 2019, 2020-ish, give or take. I think 2019, 2020. Anyways, and yeah, I ended up being diagnosed with a pretty severe autoimmune disease. So for me, yeah, life definitely changed drastically during that time period. And when things came back to normal for my health for my health as well as business and stuff, life after lockdown, I tried to transition out of isolation and into normal life, normalcy, operating my 3 companies, rehiring, figuring out if we need an office space still. Just everything was different. Not to mention, I feel as though people's drives definitely changed. So yeah, there was just there were a lot of challenges. All that to say, I successfully was able to sort of reintegrate into the world. I launched a magazine. So this brought me to last year. Things were good. Business was back and running as per usual-ish, give or take. But to be honest, I wasn't okay. I found myself feeling as though I was just sort of rebuilding in my head. I'm like, okay, 6 months, a year, 3 years will be good. Life will be back to normal, financially, operationally. I will have like 12 employees. I was sort of figuring out my operations logistics. And there's a lot of little things that happened, but needless to say, I wasn't happy. I feel as though I had paid my dues and I deserved to actually kind of turn inwards and figure out what my future looked like. And it definitely was not being a part of like crazy hustle culture anymore. It wasn't about, you know, my overachieving mindset and hitting goals and winning awards and growing it. Like, no, it was fun while it lasted, It was fun while it was there. I can say like, listen, I do feel it as though I had a successful entrepreneurial life and experience, and I can move forward and I can close that chapter and literally start a new chapter, rather a new book. It's with that, I'm excited to say that life has changed for me. I have 2 major lineage lines that literally rings true to like everything, my soul, my passion, my heart, what I just strive for. One is Scandinavian and one is the South of the US. So those are 2 major lines from my ancestry. Now, Scandinavian, which I've learned through getting to know my extended family even better, even more. I have a huge extended family. Most of them are so country. Actually, 2 of them are pretty big in the country music world. My uncle has acres upon acres of land in the Eastern Township, so that's the country area of, I live in Quebec, Canada, so he has a couple of mountains, he's built cabins, he has an elk farm, apple orchard, sugar shack, lake. Like his property is ridiculous. And for me, when I think of happiness, when I used to count down the days to, oh my god, I'm gonna have a weekend off, or my sister Tracy's coming, or I want to hang out with my other sister, for me I'm like, okay, we're going to my uncle's house. It's very country, it's being in the wilderness, it's being with the wild animals. The lineage of that was very working by the sun, loving by the moon, the wheel of the seasons, really going by the moon cycle. Each moon represents a time of season, pioneer vibes, growing your own crops, making your own food, living by the earth, appreciating, just having your feet on the ground. Like all of this I've learned is me. That's my happiness. It's being in the forest, it's being in the wood. That's one component. The other one, which I've recently learned a bit more about it, is we have a very strong Scandinavian background. And that literally, I have about 6 books. Hygge. Hygge, hygge. If you've not heard of that word, friggin' Google it. It is literally about coziness and good vibes. So that is literally happiness for me. It's being in the forest, in the woods, in the country, being cozy, sort of going back to basics, living by the seasons. All of that has always been really what's made me happy and what I've always looked forward to. It's weird. I would rather go sit in the forest for a week than to go on a tropical vacation. Now, one of my companies was founded ages ago. It wasn't started intentionally. It happened by mistake. I think there's a video somewhere, I can link it, with my story of that. It used to be called Sugar and Spice, and now it's called Samantha with Love. And I was operating a million two things, like way too many moving parts. I had a team literally making my body products. We would use commercially made essential oils and stuff. There was something that was lacking for me inside. I wasn't so proud and so happy to talk about my company, that company specifically, but we were just kind of working and hitting the balls back and, I guess business life back then. However, that company started because I had such a love for making products with my sisters, making body butter, making lip stuff, literally from foraging in the forest when we were so young. I also loved candles, loved making them. So all of that I started making because I loved it as a hobby. It wasn't supposed to be a business. I had my career. It turned into a business. It became a well-oiled machine before lockdown. And that was it. And I'm sure if lockdown wouldn't have happened, I would have woken up 20 years later and been like, okay, cool. I realize how much I still want to make Christmas tree candles, body butter, pumpkin spice, lavender, secret garden with like real lilacs and lilies. I want to make my candles and my body butter so passionately, doing it myself, but I want to make my own oils. I want to go out there, I want to pick fir balsam and literally make the essential oils. I want to grow my own lavender, my own flowers, my own pumpkin patch, make pumpkin spice, grow cinnamon, everything. everything I want to do myself. It's something that I'm just like really feeling to do again. I don't know why I'm playing with this. I think my cat brought it to me. But I actually did make a smoothie and some oatmeal from scratch and a smoothie. It's green because there's an abundance of spinach. I do not want to buy commercial anything. I want to make them all from scratch, which means I needed to have land, means I needed to have space to grow plants, grow herbs. I also realized the importance of being in the forest. I think the term is forest core, so cottage core, forest core, like that is me. I'm very grateful that I've lived where I've lived. I moved, so I'll get into that. My old place was so beautiful. It was on the water, very suburb life, but a very touristic-y area. Yeah, by the lighthouse and just beautiful ducks in front of my property every day. But it was like a condo. I didn't have a backyard. It wasn't me. So I started realizing that to recharge, feel better, starting to take walks in the woods, and I was starting to forage. I was learning about the berries. Oh my god, there's so many berries. Seeing deer, turkeys, just everything. I've also been writing. For me, I need to journal every morning and every night, and sometimes journaling becomes more of like fiction writing or fun writing or aesthetic. And yeah, I've just been going into the forest and writing. So what I would like to just communicate is that my life as I knew it is done. I've closed the book on that. I'm ever so grateful for it. Not the entrepreneurial like boss vibes that will forever be ingrained in my soul. I'm very entrepreneurial and I very much have healthy streams of income and stuff. However, the old way of doing things is done for me. It was unhealthy. It wasn't making me happy. It was making me more sick. And that is done. So without further ado, I am officially announcing that I have moved out of suburb life and I've moved on the outskirts of the forest in, oh my god, the most adorable cottage, and I could not be happier. I'm going to be spending my days writing, foraging, making my products, probably publishing some books as well. So my whole boss, entrepreneur, hustle vibe, yeah, is no longer. I'm definitely going to be including you guys into vlogs and content and stuff pertaining to my life now. So, you know, if it's not your thing, I completely get it. But yeah, for me, it's what brings me happiness. It's what I'm most excited about. And I think that if deep down you are struggling with feelings or you're working towards something, putting your energy into it, and it's just not truly making you happy, I think you might need to kind of step back, disappear for a bit, reevaluate really ultimately where you're going so that you can live your best, happiest, and healthiest life. So if you like cottagecore, forest core, businessy stuff, feel free to like, subscribe. You can leave comments below. And I look forward to getting to know you guys, each and every one of you. And spring's around the corner, so that's exciting. Okay, bye guys.